Numerical values extend beyond their mathematical representation in many cultures. We can look to them as spiritual guides because of the weight of their significance. Buddhism places a strong emphasis on this notion, as numbers are frequently seen as symbols of profound truths and teachings. As we enter the month of September in 2024, let's take a look at the 10 numbers that will likely ring true this month, using Buddhist principles to decipher their meaning. Step 1. Achieving enlightenment. The number 1 represents oneness and the start of a person's spiritual path in Buddhism. Anyone wishing to transcend suffering and reach nirvana must follow this road, which it symbolizes as the Noble Eightfold Path. When we focus on the number 1, we are reminded that every journey starts with a single step. This may be a message from above to make spiritual progress and enlightenment a priority in your life as the month of September progresses. 2. Harmony and duality. For many Buddhists, the number 2 represents symmetry and duality. This might represent the equilibrium between rebirth and nirvana, pain and joy, or knowledge and kindness. The spiritual path entails achieving harmony between these diametrically opposed aspects of existence, and the number 2 serves as a constant reminder of this. If you see a lot of 2s in September, it could be a sign that you should try to find balance in your personal relationships, career, and sense of self. It's a message to keep your spiritual and material lives in harmony. Triple gem, number 3. For Buddhists, the number 3 is very meaningful because it stands for the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha or community. Practice as a Buddhist rests on these 3 tenets. The triple gem might be a safe haven and a steadfast guide on your spiritual journey if you see the number 3 in September. The energy of the number 3 invites you to strengthen your bond with these 3 foundations by practices like meditation, study, and community service. The 4 Noble Truths. Number 4. As a symbol of the 4 Noble Truths upon which the teachings of the Buddha are based, the number 4 plays an important role in Buddhist philosophy. Dukkha, the truth of suffering; Samudaya, the truth of suffering's end; Nirodha, and Magga, the truth of the way to an end to suffering, are all reality. This September, you may see the number 4 pop up in your life to make you think about these facts and how they apply to where you are right now. By following the Noble Eightfold Path, you can recognize suffering, learn where it comes from, and eventually put an end to it. The 5th point, the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts, a set of fundamental ethical principles adhered to by Buddhists, are associated with the number 5 in Buddhism. The prohibition of murder, theft, sexual immorality, false speech, and drugs is one of these tenets. You might think of the number 5 as a moral compass that will guide you to live by these ideals every day. This figure may come up in September during times when moral judgments are required. Essential tenets of Buddhism, it stresses the need of being present and honest in one's dealings with others. Series 6, the 6 Perfections. 6 is a sacred number in Buddhism, and it is linked to the 6 paramitas, or perfections, that are believed to constitute the path to enlightenment. Generosity, ethics, patience, vitality, contemplation, and knowledge are these attributes that are flawless. The appearance of the number 6 in your life this September could be a gentle reminder to be more diligent in practicing these virtues. Cultivating these perfections brings you closer to your spiritual goals and the path to enlightenment. The 7 elements of enlightenment. Point #7. Numerology has a significant role in Buddhism, namely in relation to the 7 enlightenment factors. These elements include attentiveness, inquiry, vitality, happiness, calm, focus, and serenity. On the road to enlightenment, these traits naturally emerge in one's thinking. If you keep seeing the number 7 in September, it can be a sign that you should work on improving these areas of your life. It's a little nudge to keep your spiritual practice balanced and enjoyable while you remain attentive. Examine your thoughts and deeds. Path No. 8. The Noble Eightfold Decline. As a symbol of the Noble Eightfold Path, the number 8 holds great significance in Buddhism. This is a series of steps that, when followed, will bring one to nirvana, the end of suffering caused by reincarnation. Following this path entails 8 steps: correct perspective, intention, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, and concentration. If you see the number 8 crop up in September, it could be a sign that you should start acting in accordance with these principles. In order to remain on track spiritually, it is a call to introspection and self-reflection. 9. The Buddha's characteristics. In Buddhism, the number 9 is highly esteemed because it stands for the 9 characteristics that characterize the Buddha's enlightened state, his attributes. Among these qualities are innocence, knowledge, kindness, and bravery. If the number 9 keeps popping up in September, it may be a message to take these traits and apply them to your own life. Aim for mental and emotional purity, seek wisdom, and be kind. These are the virtues emphasized. Doing so brings you closer to your own spiritual awakening by aligning you with the attributes of the Buddha. Number 10. The 10 good deeds. The 10 wholesome actions are a set of moral principles for a good life, and the number 10 is associated with them in Buddhism. There are 3 types of deeds that fall under this category. Those that are physical, such as not killing, stealing, or participating in sexual misbehavior. Those that are verbal, such as not lying, slandering, speaking harshly, or engaging in idle chatter. And those that are mental, such as not coveting, not harboring ill will, or holding right beliefs. During the month of September, you may see the number 10 appear as a call to action to be honest and morally upright. The importance of numbers in Buddhist practice is an invitation to examine your behavior and make sure it conforms to these good principles. For many Buddhists, the number 9 is a powerful sign of remembrance of the teachings. Dates, times, or even chance encounters are just a few ways they could show themselves in our life. All of the numbers we've been talking about here have profound philosophical roots in Buddhism, and if you keep seeing them pop up in your life, it's a sign that the universe is trying to tell you to stay on your spiritual path. Dates, times, or even chance encounters are just a few ways they could show themselves in our life. Seeing any of the aforementioned numbers in your life may be interpreted as a subtle cosmic encouragement to continue on your spiritual journey, as they have profound roots in Buddhist thought. There is no such thing as a random occurrence according to Buddhist teachings, and everything is interdependent. Consequently, you should pay attention to the meaning of a certain number if it arises regularly in your life. Throughout September 2024, pay attention to the recurring numbers in your life. They are not arbitrary, but rather contain messages that can lead you to enlightenment. Think about the spiritual meaning of the numbers in your life, whether they are dates on the calendar, times on the clock, or even the steps you take daily. Give some thought to what they may be attempting to convey and how you may apply their lessons to your life. If you keep seeing the number 8, for instance, it's a message to meditate on the Noble Eightfold Path. Think about the parts of your journey that could use some improvement, and then actively seek to include those parts into your life. Mindfulness, or paying close attention in the here and now without judgment, is central to Buddhism. If the number 5 keeps popping up, it's a sign that you should evaluate how effectively you're following the 5 precepts. Paying closer attention to the numbers that pop up in your life can help you grasp their meaning more fully. Think about the significance of these numbers and how they connect to your spiritual path before you brush them off as random occurrences. For example, rather of disregarding the fact that it's 7:07 a.m. when you awaken, think about the significance of the number 7 and how it relates to the 7 enlightenment factors. Consider what you can do right now to increase your energy, calmness, and awareness. Doing so will help you be more deliberate and mindful in your day-to-day actions. Many faiths, nations, and philosophies hold the belief that numbers hold hidden meaning. The spiritual teachings of Buddhism are intricately related to the symbolic meaning of numbers, which mirror essential parts of the road to enlightenment. Knowing the meaning of specific numbers can help shed light on our spiritual path as we approach September 2024, paving the way for greater awareness and direction. Numbers hold great meaning in Buddhist teachings, symbolizing different parts of the road to enlightenment. This investigation dives into the 10 numbers that are most likely to resound this month, each with its own message based on Buddhist philosophy. The months of September 2024 are likely to be filled with significant occurrences, with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 likely conveying distinct messages to assist us on our spiritual path. These numbers hold profound meaning that, when considered, can shed light on our lives and spiritual journeys. These numerical values serve as a gentle reminder to practice mindfulness, compassion, and integrity, as outlined in the Buddhist teachings. In the coming month, may these numbers serve as a compass to keep you focused on your spiritual aspirations and on the path to enlightenment. Numbers are potent symbols that can help us make sense of life's complexity and find our way. The spiritual meaning of numbers extends far beyond their numerical value in Buddhism, as they mirror fundamental principles that might lead us to enlightenment. All this time, we've been talking about how the top 10 digits for September 2024 -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 carry different messages with their origins in Buddhist philosophy. Numbers in Buddhism are not coincidental. Rather, they contain fundamental lessons and practices that lead adherents to enlightenment. By deciphering these messages, one can find clarity, inspiration, and a stronger bond to their spiritual path. To illustrate the unity and the capacity inside each person to attain enlightenment, the number 1 represents the beginning of the spiritual path. Recognizing our own potential is essential to developing our spirituality, and this is a number that serves as a reminder that taking that initial step is frequently the most important. In a similar vein, the triple gem, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, represents the necessity of finding solace in these 3 aspects. The triple gem provides Buddhists with a road to enlightenment, as well as direction, support, and the ability to practice their faith. In our pursuit of enlightenment, the number 3 invites us to fully immerse ourselves in these teachings, to depend on the Dharma for direction, the Buddha for wisdom, and the Sangha for support. A fundamental tenet of Buddhism, the number 4 is associated with the 4 Noble Truths, which explain the origins of suffering and how to end it. This is a number that encourages us to think about the pain we're experiencing, where it's coming from, and what we can do to put an end to it. Adopting the 4 Noble Truths will help us comprehend our lives more fully and bring us one step closer to enlightenment. The teachings included in these numbers are not only theoretical, they are applicable to the here and now. As a symbol of the 5 precepts, the number 5 serves as a guide for living an honest and considerate life. We can live more honestly and alleviate more pain from destructive behavior if we follow these rules. Being self-aware, working toward an ethical lifestyle, and modeling non-harm in our relationships with others are all qualities that the number 5 suggests we cultivate. The Noble Eightfold Path, which the number 8 represents, provides a complete blueprint for a happy, fulfilled existence. This way includes having the correct perspective, purpose, speech, deed, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, and concentration. We may develop knowledge, morality, and self-control by making these habits a part of our everyday life. In order to keep our spiritual path firmly rooted in the teachings of the Buddha, the number 8 is a constant reminder to behave in accordance with these principles. Similarly, the 6 perfections, which the number 6 is associated with, suggest that we should be kind, moral, patient, energetic, meditative, and wise. The path to enlightenment is paved with these flawless traits. The spiritual path involves both inward development and the cultivation of characteristics that benefit society as a whole, as the number 6 serves as a reminder. Through the practice of the 6 perfections, we can help those around us and advance on our own spiritual journey. The symbolism of numbers reflects the interconnectedness of all phenomena, which is emphasized in Buddhist teachings. The significance of balancing seemingly incompatible aspects of our lives is emphasized by the number 2, which stands for duality. The number 2 reminds us to strive for balance in all areas of our lives, whether it's wisdom and compassion, spiritual practice and worldly responsibilities, or any other component. Finding and keeping this equilibrium is crucial for spiritual growth and inner tranquility. The 7 factors of enlightenment, which the number 7 represents, serve as a reminder of the attributes that manifest in the mind as one moves closer to enlightenment. All of these elements, awareness, inquiry, vitality, joy, calm, focus, and composure, are interdependent and mutually beneficial. These qualities are crucial on the path to enlightenment, and the emergence of the number 7 in our lives is a message to work on developing them. Representing the 9 stages of the Bodhisattva path, the number 9 stresses the significance of compassion and selflessness in our path to enlightenment. We gain the insight and empathy to guide others to enlightenment as we go through these stages. All sentient beings, not only ourselves, are meant to benefit from our spiritual practice. The number 9 is a reminder of this. Living up to the ideals of a bodhisattva allows us to advance spiritually and socially while also making a positive impact on the world. What these numbers represent is a set of principles about how to live a life that matters. They serve as a reminder that achieving enlightenment is no easy feat. It calls for a harmony of knowledge, morality, and self-control. We can strengthen our bond to our spiritual path and go closer to enlightenment if we learn the meaning of these numbers and incorporate their lessons into our everyday life. As we progress through September 2024, may these numbers be a source of guidance, illuminating the complexity of life with wisdom and understanding. These figures remind us to remain faithful to the Buddhist teachings and to always seek spiritual enlightenment through practices such as meditation, research, or mindful living. We can live with more self-awareness, empathy, and meaning if we accept the wisdom contained in these data. Ultimately, the numbers in Buddhism are more than just symbols. They are potent instruments that can lead us to enlightenment. There is a distinct message reflected in each of the 10 numbers that are most likely to appear in September 2024, which are fundamental to Buddhist teachings. These numbers hold profound meaning that, when considered, can shed light on our lives and spiritual journeys. In our journey towards enlightenment, these figures serve as a reminder of the significance of being mindful, acting ethically, and seeking insight. Use these numbers as a map to assist you find your way through the obstacles and opportunities that await you on your spiritual path. If you have found this exploration of Buddhist teachings and the spiritual significance of numbers enlightening, we invite you to continue this journey with us. By embracing the teachings they represent, you can cultivate a deeper connection to your spiritual path and move closer to the ultimate goal of enlightenment. If you are looking to enhance your spiritual practice and gain a deeper understanding of Buddhism, Buddhism Infos is committed to providing you additional teachings, meditations, and insights. Subscribing to Buddhism Infos is like becoming a part of a tight-knit group of people who share your dedication to self-improvement and enlightenment. If you want to continue your journey toward enlightenment with us, then you should subscribe right away so you don't miss any of our future content.